Hey everybody, Glenn here with another episode of Deviation Sports Cards. Today I wanted to make a quick video to talk to people about the CSG Registry. So for those of you that don't know what the registry is, it's essentially a place where you can submit your cards that you've had graded, that you're keeping in your PC, and then you can build sets that then get scored based on the grades and the cards that you have. And you can compete against other collectors to see who has the best collection. Now, some of these things can be done based off of a specific sport or set, and others are based off of a particular player. So just to kind of walk you through, this is what will come up if you go to the CSG Registry tab at the top, like right here. And if you're brand new, the first thing you could just do is click on this Jump In, and it'll bring up all the different sports that you have. So for me, a good example would be football. And then you can choose between which set you want to be in. You can do different company sets for different years, or you can do a player set. So as an example, if I went to player set, you can see the list of player sets that are available here. For me specifically, I currently have one for, like, say, Jim Brown. So if I click on Jim Brown, it'll bring up all the sets that are currently competing in the Jim Brown category. And you can see here that I've got one. So I'm actually in fourth place on this particular one. And that's because, other people have his rookie card, which scores much higher than anything that I might have. So essentially, I can look in here and see, these are the two cards that I have. I could click on the image if I want to see what the card looks like. You can see this one I haven't even got back yet because it has the new label on it. This one here was one of the original ones that I sent in with the old label and the old subgrades and stuff. So essentially, once you get your card in here, it will automatically give it a score. But if you wanted to see exactly how things are graded, you would click on this button, and it'll bring up the scale here that'll show you what your card would grade based on the grade that it got. So in this particular case, mine got a 3, so I only got 245 points. If I was able to get, like a 6.5 or a 7, then I start getting over 1,000, and so on and so forth. And then you could also just click on here and see, okay, the different types. So for example, I think I have a 65 Jim Brown in there as well that I got a 6.5 on, so I'm getting 311 points for that. Obviously the higher I get, the better off it is. Now, one thing that is a little bit tricky about this is I asked how they were going to handle this whole 9.5 pristine 10 9.5 thing now that they've changed the scale. And the original answer that I got back was that they were going to go by the grade that was on the label, which doesn't seem fair to me, because an old 9.5 gem is now a new 10 gem. So it seemed reasonable to me that a gem 9.5 would be some combination of these two scores here, and then a new 9.5 Mint Plus would be a score somewhere between this score and these two scores. So they did commit to actually getting their programmers to look at that, which I thought was pretty cool. If you go to the chat boards, if you ever have questions about the registry, you can just go to the chat board. You can see down here there's a CSG Registry forum set up for that. And then, like, for example, right here is the one that I posted where I basically asked how it was going to work. And their original response was, the CSG scoring system recognizes... Oh, wow, that doesn't work well. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. Yeah, the CSG scoring program recognizes a grade listed on the label. All cards previously assigned Gem at 9.5 and Pristine 10 will now be Gem 10 if submitted for our reholder service. All other cards will retain the previously assigned grades, which that's what I was suggesting. So I replied back and said, so if I don't rehold my old 9.5 gem, my registry score will be based on a new 9.5 Mint Plus, not the 10 gem, which doesn't seem fair to me. So they did come back and say we are requesting assistance from our programmers for a solution to the scores for 9.5 and Pristine 10, so you won't be at a disadvantage. Now, the reason I was so concerned about this was I wouldn't say so concerned, but the reason I was asking questions about it was because they are currently running a contest. So let me see if I can find it here. So right now you can see they have these CSG Registry rewards coming up on July 1st. So essentially what's going to be happening is I think they're locking the registry sometime around the end of June. Yeah, so it says ensure your registry set is at its best by 10 a.m. on July 1st, and then it'll be considered for prizes that will be announced on July 29th. So it's kind of a fun way to see how your sets stack up against other people's sets. There's lots of different things you can win here. You can win a $500 grading credit, uh, receive a CSG certified card with a special label and pedigree worth approximately $100. There's a couple different things you can win by doing this. As you can see here, there'll be a temporary freeze on slot requests and score correction requests beginning on June 1st, and then the deadline to have everything updated is July 1st. So hopefully they get the scoring worked out between the old grades and the new grades before then, so that everybody gets a fair shake at the grades for the this awards thing they're doing. But anyways, if we go back to the eligible cards section, so essentially all you would have to do is, if you don't have one, you simply just go in and click on what you wanted to build. So let's say you wanted to do a company set for vintage, and you wanted to do, say, something for 1955 Browns. You come in here and just click on this create a set. It'll bring it down. You can see I've already got a set here, but you could create a new set, give it a name, any comments you want, and then you would create the set. Now once you have your set created, if you click in here, it will show you all of the slots that are available. So these are the ones that they've created already. So you can see the ones that I've already got. They have like the three little things up here at the top. You can select filled to see which ones you've already got. Empty, these are the ones that are available that I do not have. So let's say, for example, I got one of these cards and I wanted to add it. I could just come over and click on the plus, type in the certification number on the back of the label, click add, and it would automatically add it, and then score it and add it to my set. And once you have it in your set, then you can always go back and look and see, okay, what are my registry cards? So these are all the registry cards that I have that are available for sets. Now some you can see I need to upload images on. Others I have down here that I can add to a set. Now the reason these are still saying add is because there is no set available currently. So there is a 1990, like in this particular case, there is a 1962 top set. But if I click on this, it's going to bring this up and tell me that there isn't a slot available for it yet. So all I'd have to do is type in here football set type 1962 tops, and then submit, and then it'll send a message to those guys. They'll create a spot for it. It usually takes a day or two, and then once it's created, you can go ahead and add that to your list. So once you have your sets built and your cards in there, then you can easily come in here and see, okay, that I've currently got 14 competitive sets, 60 cards that I have available to put into sets, and this is what my total registry points are today. And then over here you can see that currently, even with just this small amount of cards in here, I'm ranked 25 currently as far as most points in the registry. And one of the other dev heads in here, more for less, with his Tom Brady sets all the way up here at number 4. So it's kind of one of those things that's fun to do to kind of enhance the collecting experience. And it's something that CSG, or not CSG, PSA has done in the past. But if you ever try to build a set for PSA, people have such a head start, 30 years of collecting. It's really going to be hard for you to build a set that even get close to the top. So I think with CSG being kind of a newcomer and having this registry option in here, it's a great opportunity for people to get in early and start building those sets. And, just a way to enhance the experience, the hobby experience, and kind of get a little competitive with it. And again, be able to build a set that actually has a chance at getting, a top spot. I mean, if you look at my registry sets, you can look down here. This is the current rank. So in all my 1950 sets, I currently have the top set in almost every category. It's not till I get down into here that I'm even out of that top echelon. And a lot of that's because a good chunk of the 1950s cards that have been graded by CSG thus far are mine. So naturally, I guess that works out for me. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of show this with people, with the awards coming up. There's still plenty of time for people to get in. If you've got cards that are graded by CSG and you haven't created registry or registry sets yet, I would suggest you go in and try it. It's pretty fun. It's interesting. And then who knows, there's so few people participating at this point. Maybe you can build a set that you have a chance to win one of these awards when it comes up in July. So I want to keep it pretty short and sweet. I just wanted to make a quick video to kind of make people aware of the registry, kind of show them how to navigate it. One thing I didn't show you guys, which I will real quick before I cut this off, is if you wanted to create a set itself, all you'd have to do is go in your sets. Actually, I take that back. If you... let me follow up here. Okay, so if I come up in here... jump in, football. These are the different sets that are available. And if I want a player set, let's say my player is not available in here, you can request a set either from your cards, or you can request a set through the forums. So if I were to go back to, say, cards, and let's say I wanted to add a card that I had that doesn't currently have a register or a set. If it didn't have a set, this wouldn't come up. It would have a request new set, and you could essentially just send them a message and say, hey, I'd like to create a set for 1955 Bowman football. And just like with the cards, they would go ahead and create that set, and you would have the opportunity to then add cards to it. Another way to go about adding sets and or cards is if you go to the chat boards we were at before, go down to the registry. You can see here new set and slot requests. Basically, you have a new set request, you have a new slot in an existing set. So if I were to click in here, it'll say all new set requests will now be requested from the registry. So it'll give you like step-by-step instructions on how to go about requesting a set. And then you can just follow these instructions and do it. So you can see select sports category, request a new set, enter the sport and set type. And then you can actually, if you already have cards, you can type in the certification numbers when you request the set. And they'll go ahead and add the cards for that set when they create it. So it'll take out a couple steps if you do that. So anyways, like I said, I just wanted to go over this real quick. Kind of introduce it to people that maybe aren't familiar with it, and encourage people to join in, and maybe have an opportunity to win an award, coming up this summer. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoy the content, please make sure you give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you guys all later. Thanks a lot.